It all started in the script reading room of a play whose title is still kept secret. Dilraba, who was known to always arrive on time, was 5 minutes late that day. As he opened the door of the room, Johnny Huang was already sitting alone, reading the script with a frown. No smiles. Only a sharp look made Dilraba's heart beat a little faster. "I'm sorry I'm late," he said briefly, bowing politely. Johnny just turned his head, then nodded slightly. But in his nod, there was something inexplicable, either attraction or a strange intuition that the two would share a secret together. What they didn't know, that day wasn't just the beginning of filming, but also from something much more complicated. Feelings. The look behind the camera. The following days were full of rehearsals, retakes, and emotionally draining scenes. But something began to feel different. Every time Johnny throws a romantic dialogue, his gaze seems to never leave Dilraba, not only during the take, but also in between filming breaks. Dilraba begins to realize something. Johnny is not just acting. She once said, "Why is it that when he says, 'I will always be by your side,' I feel?" It was not for his character. The crew began to whisper, "Their chemistry is crazy." And one of the camera assistants once said, "They even looked at each other when the camera wasn't working." One car home. A night on the set. Heavy rain fell suddenly. The transportation of the artist prepared by the management was delayed due to a small landslide in the mountain area. The crew disbanded faster. That's when Dilraba was seen getting into a dark black private car. The driver is not the driver. Johnny Huang. The photo, taken by fans who were waiting, showed the silhouettes of the two in the car. The distance is too close. The interior lights are off, but the shadow of Dilraba's head is seen leaning back. The next day, the hashtag Johnny Dilraba Poo Longbearing became trending. The agency denied only ride-hailing cars due to the location of the emergency. But the public is not stupid. They can read body language. They know. It's more than just sharing a vehicle. A sign that was never written. Johnny began to frequently post love songs on his Weibo account. One of them is a lyric from a classic song. "No need for me to say it, just your eyes know." Fans noticed that the day before, Dilraba posted a photo of a peony flower, which supposedly symbolizes secret love and loyalty. Coincidence? Maybe. But netizens were not satisfied with the maybe. They began to relate the hours of posts, the style of speech, even the emojis used. More suspiciously, Dilraba was caught on camera wearing an oversized military jacket while at the airport. 2 days later, Johnny was wearing the same jacket, with identical patches. Fan craze. Couple jacket. A night that burns signals. The filming location that evening was located on a deserted hill, away from the city crowds. The crew was already preparing for an emotional scene between the two main characters, and the atmosphere was made as quiet as possible in order to make their acting more lively. As the camera begins to shoot, Johnny clasps Dilraba's hand too tightly for just a scene. The look in his eyes was piercing, and his voice was hoarse as he said, "I'm not leaving, no matter what." Cut. The director is satisfied. But something went wrong. Assistant lighting whispered to his friend, "That's not acting. I can feel it." And it's true. When the camera stops, Johnny and Dilraba remain standing close together. No one's talking. But the silence was felt. Burn. Accidental camera. A few days later, a staff member who accidentally photographed the background of the set for personal documentation captured something more. Dilraba and Johnny were standing very close behind the lighting curtain. The photo was never meant to be shared, but as always, the celebrity world never really had a secret room. The photo was leaked to the entertainment media. Not paparazzi, not fan sites, but rather internal staff who sell them anonymously. In the photo, Dilraba's face is slightly downcast, and Johnny looks at her gently. Netizens thought it was part of the drama. But there is no such scene in the script. Dilraba's agency immediately issued a statement. There is no personal relationship. Just a technical moment while waiting for blocking. But the viewers of the drama know. Chemistry is undeniable. Wounds from popularity. Dilraba began to withdraw from post-drama interviews. He did not answer questions about his co-star personally, while Johnny chose not to attend 2 promotional events in a row for reasons of personal schedule. Fans were divided. Some were outraged, calling their relationship image-damaging. There are also those who support with great hope. But for 2 people quietly building something in the midst of a storm of publicity, it was a test. Behind the scenes, Johnny was once caught on CCTV cameras agency office Dilraba come nights. Without hiring a manager. Without the camera light. What's he carrying? A box of food and a bottle of warm drink. He knocked on the door of the rehearsal room and disappeared from the camera's view. Recognition without sound. One night, in a brief unannounced live broadcast, Dilraba just sat in front of the camera, silent. He doesn't talk much. Just smile for a moment, then stare at the screen like you're waiting for a comment. Someone asked in the live chat column, "Are you in love?" He laughed a little, then said, "Love is not to be announced, but felt." Live Live It lasted only 10 minutes, but enough to burn gossip forums for weeks. Johnny, on the other hand, posted a photo of the night sky with the caption, "Not everything has to be visible to be real." Can secrets last forever? Now, as their drama comes to an end and their respective projects get underway, one big question remains. Will what grew in silence survive? No official recognition. There is no clear clarification. But the eyes, the body language, and the little moments just can't be faked. I've told you more than enough. For those who believe, love doesn't have to be announced to be real. And the story between Dilraba and Johnny Huang will live on, in a sensitive heart, on an imprinted screen, and between the lines of never-ending commentary.